football team. Our players did a really nice job in camp of working hard and staying together and going through the long, hard practices that we had. Our assistant coaches had a great game plan and did a nice job during the game on the sideline, keep teaching, and we kept getting better as the game went on. Did a good job at halftime, I thought, making some adjustments, and can't say enough about our players. And Brandon Dowdy had a great game. Our offensive line, I thought, controlled the line of scrimmage, and we were able to run the ball in the second half, which is something that always helps you win games. And defensively, we just kept battling. And they did some things that were very difficult when Whitlow was in there with some of the quarterback runs, and they executed well. We just kept battling away and came up with some big stops there in the third quarter, which allowed us to get the lead, and then got it stopped at the end.
Coach, you talked about adjustments at halftime. What were some of those things that concerned you at halftime?
Well, it was a quarterback run, and then the jet sweep that they were running, a couple of things that hurt us. I felt like we were really doing a good job in our pass coverage, but we had to defend the runs into the boundary and the quarterback run, and Coach Holt and the staff did a nice job with that. And then offensively, it was really just about getting back to executing and taking care of the ball. That's really what we talked about most of the time in offense, was we can't turn it over and give it back to them because we were stopping ourselves.
Kentucky got concerned during the week about the inability to stop the run. Did you guys put emphasis on running the ball?
Well, we have. That's our strength right now, is we have a good offensive front. We've got some really good tight ends and a good group of running backs. I think Brandon really helped the running game because he was so accurate and completed a bunch of passes, and our players made plays after the catch. So it was just a good execution overall on the offense.
How did you assess how Brandon played, especially the efficiency?
He did an unbelievable job. He came out and really understood the game plan. He was quick getting the ball out of his hand and very, very accurate, so we got some yards early after the catch. And then he just continued to execute and made good decisions. As a quarterback, it really comes down to two things: making a good decision and then executing the play, and he did both of them.
He drove the ball 75 yards or more through the first 4 series. What did that do for the confidence of the offense?
Well, I think that first drive really did a lot for us. We always work hard on that, but we came out and I think going into the game that all our players felt like we would run the ball well and do that, but we're inexperienced at quarterback, we're young at wide receiver, so I think the execution of the passing game early in the game really gave everybody confidence, and then everyone just rallied around Brandon, and he kept playing well.
Coach, what are the emotions of this victory versus West Kentucky as opposed to your previous stops?
Well, they're all good. I love winning, and this is a great win for us. It's not about me. This is about our players and our assistant coaches and how hard they worked and how much they invested into this team and into this game, and I'm just really proud of our players.
What's the significance of the bell?
That's something that's a team thing.
Did it give you any extra confidence that you went into halftime? Essentially, left some points out there with fumbles and drops.
Well, it doesn't really give you extra confidence because you really worry about it. Anytime that you have unforced turnovers, actually they forced them. They were hustling to the ball and they hit and they stripped, and you can't take anything away from the way they were playing. But we need to have better ball security, and we feel like when we turn it over, that's our fault. So we just talked about taking care of the ball. We don't talk too much about turnovers, but we just talked about carrying the ball right, taking care of it, that they're fast on defense, so we can't cut back so much, and then we came out and took care of it in the second half.
What about the passes to the tight end were there most of the game?
Yeah, that's a good group of tight ends, and they caught the ball, and they got hit when they caught the ball, and they kept playing hard, and the throws were accurate, and it really helped. Whenever you can throw the ball to your tight ends and run the ball, it makes things easier.
What about Leon and the lift he gave you guys in the second half? Can you just elaborate on his performance?
Yeah, really ran the ball well. We talked to all of them at halftime, all the running backs, about everybody come out, get warmed up. We're going to need you all to carry the ball here in the second half. And one of the luxuries that we have is Leon's big and physical, and Keyshawn Simpson's a big physical running back. And when teams get tired in the second half and you give a change of pace to them, they're harder to tackle. So Leon was hot, and when he got hot, we just kept feeding him the ball.
Coach, could you talk about the play of Antonio Andrews a little bit?
Well, he does everything for us. He's a great football player and a tremendous leader. I think the thing that I like so much about Antonio is when he did turn the ball over, he just came and said, "That's my fault. I'm not going to do it again," and just kept playing hard. And he's a great leader for us. He helps the other guys, and as we keep growing and getting better at the running back spot, having the different weapons really helps.
Coach, I know personnel changed when we were coaching these guys, Arkansas here. But what does it say about your ability to be so successful against Kentucky? Again, even though the personnel has changed, coaches have changed.
Well, I'm just lucky to have a good team. We got some real good players, and they went out and executed well, and proud of our assistant coaches.
How about the play that Andrew Jackson made on that third down stop to really change?
I didn't see it. I was talking to Coach Brown, and we were talking about it, and then all I heard was somebody get him off the field, and so he must have made a good hit. That's all I know. I didn't see it.
Coach, how long do you give the team to celebrate this victory before you turn your eyes to Knoxville?
Well, we're going to a little break because school's out on Monday, so the players actually get tomorrow off, and then we'll come back in on Monday and watch the video and go out and do some running, some conditioning with the guys that played a lot, and then practice our younger guys, the guys that have been working hard on the scout team. But they get a little time.
Do you have specific things in mind for guys like Willie that had problems with drops, or Antonio with the phones?
Just keep working hard, keep working hard and look the ball into your hands and secure it. And they will. They're really good young men, and I'm very proud of how they played. They made a lot of plays to help us win the game, and that's what I try to focus on is the positive and the good things that these guys do out on the field. And we're always going to work to correct, when they make a mistake. But, boy, they made a lot of great plays that helped us win.
You talked about Monday's practice where you guys being shells.
What's that?
Were you guys being shells on Monday? Did you practice or just shirts and shorts?
Well, we do it a little bit different. The guys that played a lot, they'll just come out and run and condition, and then the other guys will be in shoulder pads and helmets.
Your team's always seemed to start fast. So what percentage of that first quarter was scripted, and then did it go to according to plan?
Well, we start with a script. We work hard at it and take a lot of pride in our opening script, but our players executed it, to a T, and they really understood it. We've had a couple of weeks to do it, so that helps. They've been understanding how we were going to open the game now for a couple of weeks, so they did a great job.
Bobby, you guys were able to kind of control both lines of scrimmage. How important was that for you guys tonight?
Well, it was huge, and particularly in the second half when we felt like, hey, let's start running the ball, let's start pounding a little bit. It was hot and humid out there, so for some reason, when the offensive linemen are going and running the ball, they don't get as tired, and the defensive linemen do. So we just kept going after it. Felt like I got a little bit conservative, which I'm mad at myself for. We should have just kept cranking it up a little bit. But when you looked at the scoreboard and saw you had a 2-touchdown lead, I felt like let's work the clock a little bit.
Bobby, with everything that's gone on to this point to get you here, what did that hug with your dad after the game and have your family after the weekend?
It's awesome. Everybody that's here in my family, it's great, and puts a smile on my face. There's no question about that.
Did you prep for both UK quarterbacks, Smith and Whitlow, or did you have a feeling it'd be Whitlow?
No, we didn't have a feeling at all. They did a nice job of not letting it out. And the only thing we prepped for is if they were going to have both of them in the game to open the game, because they did that in the spring game, we had a call ready for it. But, we have a lot of respect for both of them. Whitlow can really run and is very, very tough. And then the Smith kid came in, and he's got a great arm and can really light it up.
Coach, you talked about the players coming back Monday and having tomorrow off. Will you go back to work tomorrow, staff go back to work?
Oh yeah, we're back in. We're back in at it. So we get in the morning, and everybody has the video graded by 1:30. Then we start with our special teams. We do that together, and then at some point when we get all the statistics done and all the evaluations of this game, we'll put it to bed and jump on after Tennessee.
When the Kentucky job became open over this past winter, was there ever a time when you thought maybe that would be you coaching on the other side of it, they may have some interest in that.
No, I never had a conversation with anybody from Kentucky, and, they got a great coach and a great staff, and he'll do a good job there for him.
What's the significance for your all's program that you now beat them 2 years in a row and the SEC team that you beat 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great. And when I took some time last week, sitting down watching last year's game just to see how we matched up physically, and so it says a lot for Willie Taggart and what he did here with the program. And I'm just on board to try to help build it and take it to the next level.
We have one more?
You talked about how you guys would match up when you looked at last year's film. Did you feel it would match up just as well or better?
I did. I felt like, it was a good matchup. It was going to be a physical game, but that it was pretty even matchup, and which excited me. I was excited about that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.